What's good, y'all? It is Friday, January 23rd. My name is Patrick, and you are listening to The Morning Show. Um, my son turns 2 in a little less than a week, or no, a little over a week. Wild to think that I have a 2-year-old son. Super wild for a number of reasons. One of which I've talked about a lot, which is just seeing the passage of time in real time, like having a physical, like literal indicator of how time passes. Just watching him grow and change and like develop language and words. Like he just said a full question earlier tonight for the first time. Like it was like an 8-word question. I was like, what in the? You're not even 2 yet. So that's wild to see and experience that. Another aspect that is wild to me is that if you don't know, I was adopted from Korea and I was raised by white people in a super white community in rural Indiana. And I am not currently in reunion with my biological family or my birth parents. Don't know too much about them. That's another story for another time. Long story short, I don't have any biological relatives. I've never seen another person who is literally of the same blood as me. I've seen other Asian people. I've been to Korea a couple times, and I've seen Korean people, but had I've never had like that mirror of someone who literally is related to me by blood, which is kind of wild to say out loud, but that's not a unique experience to me. Um, I think a lot of people have an experience like this. So I bring that up because another thing that is just wild to me, and I was thinking about earlier today, is that Van is my first biological relative that I know truly. Like, I don't know my biological mom. I don't know my biological dad. I don't know if they had any other kids or if they had, or like their parents or if they had siblings. I don't know nothing about them. Again, another story, another time. And because of that, I don't, and it's weird because I've had a lot of conversations over the last 5 years about the experience of having a child and that being your first biological relative that you like know truly and you've been around, spent any significant amount of time with. And I guess I don't know. I think in year one, I didn't really think about it that much. But so but this year, I don't know. Something about this year coming up on year 2 or it being year 2, um just maybe noticing it more. And I say that because right now his molars are coming in, the 2-year-old molars, I think. I actually got a good look in there the other night, and I couldn't really tell. But he's been complaining about his teeth hurting and bothering him, and that's been going on for almost 2 days now, maybe 3. I'm not 100% sure, but it's been going on. And I mean, I say I'm not 100% sure, but like the reason I bring up the biological aspect is just like there's something about it, about this experience that he's having, that I feel like I don't know, I feel like I can feel it, the aura, the energy, the something's off a little bit in a way that I don't know that I ever have before. And I don't really know how to describe that other than it's just like intuition. it's just like I'm intuiting that something is like off. I don't know. And maybe it's not even like it's not even like in a profound thing, I don't think. I don't know. I just feel that connection in a way that I never have before. And I think it's really powerful. It also I don't know, it makes me think about a lot of stuff, but yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about. Because he's just been dealing with the teething and he's like feeling sick and complaining about his teeth hurting and I don't know. And then like sometimes he's like, "Oh, acting all perfectly fine," which I think is just probably par for the course for a child of not even 2 years old. And I'm not going to discount the intuition part because at the end of the day, I've never had any connection to any biological relatives of mine ever at all. None. And so I think part of my experience as an adoptee specifically is that if I feel that intuition, I can hold on to it if I want to. I got to go to therapy. This is something I got to work through. I think the reason I wanted to talk about that first, well, not only to acknowledge that I almost have a 2-year-old child, wild, but I've just been really hung up on, and as a lot of people are, the situation with Liam Ramos, the 5-year-old who was detained and abducted by ICE in Minneapolis and taken to somewhere in Texas. His family had no idea where he was for over 24 hours. I read today in a report that a relative had offered to take him and ICE refused. And instead, that was when they went to his family's home to try and get his relatives to come out so they could detain and deport them. They arrested him because he is quote unquote in the country illegally. But okay, no, wait. So they were going after Liam's father, who has committed the crime of being here illegally. However, his attorney has come out and said that he actually is in the country legally. He is awaiting asylum. And our friends at Exodus Refugee here in Indianapolis could tell you that that process takes a long time sometimes. And because of the lengthy aspect of the process, it can feel shaky sometimes, but that doesn't mean that your legal right to be here has simply dissipated into the ether. So I think as far as I'm aware, Liam is still in Texas. And today, both J.D. Vance and Greg Bovino, J.D. Vance, the vice president, Bovino, the Nazi secret police, Hitler police garb wearing head of ICE, immigration enforcement. They were both asked about the situation of detaining and abducting Liam, a 5-year-old child, mind you. And the vice president said that if we can't arrest people who have violated the law because they have children, then every single parent is going to have complete immunity. And we'll have that and never have to be subject to any law being enforced ever, which, dumb. I don't think you understand how the law works, which is scary. But also, like, yeah, just dumb. Bovino said that he supports any action needed to arrest and enforce immigration laws. When he was asked about what happened with Liam Ramos. So both our vice president and the person that is heading up this agency who is enforcing these immigration laws, both don't care about your children, about children in general, I would say. And that if your child can be useful to them in some way, they'll use them, and then they're going to lose them, as in we're going to ship them off to somewhere that's not even in the same damn state. I'm pissed off, and I got more pissed off when I read those statements because it's like, that's the fucking evil that I was talking about yesterday. Like, that's the cruelty. But this is like coordinated cruelty. Like, this is their coordinated cruelty. It feels like, at least. Because it's like top down. So it's a lot easier for it to get ingrained. But the thing that I'm fucking just like, is what is making me mad. And it's like, these people are making me mad, obviously. And what they're doing is making me mad, obviously. But it's just like, where's your fucking humanity, yo? Like, children. And then today, or yesterday, Thursday, 7 Democrats decided they were going to vote to fund ICE another $10 billion. So they can keep going door to door, keep grabbing children off the street, out of schools, and then using them to try and bait the parents, the community members, other people into being detained and deported, not even out of country, but to a place where you're probably going to have to work. And you can listen to Thursday's morning show to learn more about my opinion about that. But it just like, it's despicable, honestly. It is despicable behavior for people to not only be doing these things, abducting children, shipping them off to God knows where. They don't even know. It's another thing to fucking be defending it and to be doing that as sitting at the highest levels in our government. And like, just the fucking raw, like, double down bullshit that they spit out of their mouths. I don't even think they can believe the stuff that they say. They're just so in it. They're so far in, they can't come back out. They cannot crawl out of the hole that they have thrown themselves down into. They can't do it. And is there even redemption for people who use children in this way and then have no remorse, no fucking compassion whatsoever? Is there redemption? It's ungodly, that's for sure. Not very Christian-like, these actions and behaviors. Using children, dude, like, it's embarrassing. Like, that's embarrassing. Like, that's Epstein. That's Epstein stuff, dude. That's what you guys are doing. And you're doing it with smiles on your faces. Like, and you probably go home and claim to be Christian. So if you're Christian, you're going straight to hell. I don't know why you think you're going anywhere other than hell. And the only reason you probably don't think that you could go anywhere worse is because you're already living it. And you're taking advantage of the hell that you live in. And you know what? Fuck you, dude. And fuck all the people that support you. Oh, bring Liam home. Let's get Liam out of wherever the fuck he is. Get him home. And then let's fucking just... let's get Liam home. Okay. What do we got here? 16 minutes. All right, perfect. I am out of here. I am super excited about my conversation that will be dropping next week. I am talking with Jen Schimmelfinnig. She's the founder and president of Pivot, one of the most impactful, influential branding agencies in Indianapolis. And They've been doing it for a long time, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that. And I think we're going to be talking. I'm really excited for our conversation. Shout out to Daniel Farrell, my guy, hooking it up with the connections. I know that I think Jen and I have a few crossovers, but it was Daniel that put us together. So shout out to him. We are not going to be at the kitchen table because of this van situation with the teething. I think we're going to keep him home. Just because, like, we're trying to figure it out. We're just trying to figure it out. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure we're going to talk about some of this too. All right. Well, yeah. So that's going to be on Monday. And I think we might have another special guest on the morning show next week sometime. So maybe be on the lookout for that. But until then, I have been Patrick Armstrong, and I'll see you next week.